Okay. Okay, welcome. Welcome everyone.
Hi. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, let's start. Welcome everyone. I believe everyone can hear me. Please, if you can hear me, just tap on any of the emojis. Okay, so I can know you can hear me. Okay, good. Good. That's cool. That's cool. So let's get started. Let's look at the last thing we did. I think that's where I want to continue from. I want us to continue from the last class. Okay, so how many of us were able to do the last project? I know you all want to say something, okay? Well, I actually got projects. A whole lot of people submitted. That's good. Somebody? Okay. Mr. Fidelis, you can talk. Let's see. You can unmute yourself too.
Okay, good day, sir. I wanted to let you know that I submitted my project.
Yeah. Thank you. I got that. Thank you so much, Mr. Fidelis. Okay. Yeah. And there's still other. I still got submitted project, about 4 or 5 submitted projects. Okay. Thank you so much. So now let me do a review of what we did in the last class. Let me do a review of what we did in the last class. In the last class, we built a basic calculator. And we learned how to use conditionals. We learned how to use if statements, okay? And we learned how to convert inputs to integers. We learned how to use, okay, no, somebody's okay. Mr. David, well, I'm yet to see your assignment. Okay, so let me keep the class open for just a few minutes. Was there any difficulty in getting the project done? If you have something to say, you can just unmute your mic and let the class know, please. Is there any difficulty with carrying out the project? Okay, it is, okay.
The difficulty I had was using my phone, you know.
Okay, using your phone. But that was solved later on, right?
Managed along the line because I noticed sometimes
Okay.
groups are hiding under, kind of hiding under each other. So sometimes it makes you start afresh to make sure you're in.
Yeah, that's the problem. If you're on a mobile phone, especially when it's not a tab. Yeah, if it's not a tab, you might have that difficulty because the screen will want to adjust itself to fit your screen size. So you might have little difficulty, but it still works if you try and just understand the interface. So, thank you so much, Mr. David. So, from our course outline, I actually gave us a course outline, but does anyone, okay, Mr. Fidelis, okay, thank you. You can speak.
All right, sir. When I was trying to make out the program, so I was putting inverted commas on statements, and then when I run the program, it gave me an error that adding normally that means the program gives you an inverted commas on its own.
Correct.
But I was putting it, so it became like double and thereabout, and then it gave me a syntax error, and then I had to debug it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. For the block-based programming, the comma, the semicolon, everything you need has been done for you. So your job is just to drag the block, place it there, edit the little things you need to edit. Okay, that's just what you need. Okay. Who else wants to give us? Who else wants to share what he or she has faced while carrying out the project? Okay. Now let's continue. So today, from our lesson plan, what we are to do today, we are to understand the core concepts. Okay, we are to understand the core concepts. Now, what are these concepts? Let me throw a question out to the class first. Let me throw a question out to the class. Okay, let me see. Somebody's dropping a message here. Okay, when you ask a user for input, okay, if you remember that part of the code, those of you that did it, that first part of the code, when you ask a user for input, why do you have to use that int, that int? Okay, and what does that int mean? I would like any other, okay, yeah, anybody should, I want anyone to just give me the answer to that. Why do you have to use that int when you are asking for input? Who can give me an answer to that? Because why I'm asking this question is because I want you to understand what you have written in the code. It's not all about just mimicking the code, because the truth is programming is more of understanding than writing. Yeah, because it's called a programming language. So it's just like English language, okay? It's more of understanding than writing, in the sense that it's, when you look at English, it's your ability to understand English language matters more over writing it. Yeah, because if I can read every English language, anything written in English, I think it's better than being able to write. If I can read and understand, it's better than, so your understanding matters more. So now what that part does, let me answer the question I asked. That int, I may need to share my screen. Let me share my screen to do that. So that I will need to go back to that project. Open my edu blocks. Okay. Something I just want you to understand every bit of that code, so that you will be able to remake it. You can reuse that code to create something different. So you won't have to follow a particular pattern. No, it's about recreating it. You can look at the code and say, okay, if this is done this way, then I can use this line of code to edit it to make something else. Okay, let's say somebody can say, okay, let me just make a calculator that takes three inputs instead of 2 inputs. Okay, now let me explain this. What's this doing on my code block? Okay, now look at the int I'm talking about, this int here, and we have inputs. Normally we could just do this, we could use only inputs. We could use only inputs and everything will work. Yes, it will still accept inputs. But the problem is this, that when Python is asking users for inputs, Python expects them to input what we call strings. In programming, there's something we know as strings. Some languages call them strings, some languages call them characters. Okay, I'll be explaining it clearly. Strings and characters, they are just alphabets. They are alphabets, they are words. Space is also a string, just space bar is also a string. Okay, the every keys apart from numbers, okay, is a string. So, but numbers are not strings. So when Python is asking users, or when Python is asking you to impute something, the only thing Python can take from you is a string. Python cannot take anything that is not a string. So that is why it happens this way. But now what we do with this program is we have to outsmart Python. Okay, so when Python takes the string, now if you look at it, you'll notice that what there are double quotes here. There are these inverted commas. I think that name is more common. Okay, so what happens here is when we use this string to ask users for input, then we put it in this int. This int means, hey Python, it's just like telling Python, hey Python, whatever is being imputed into this place, please convert it to integers. Int means integers. And what are integers? Integers are numbers. Integers are numbers. In other programming language, we have floats, we have lots of we have different kind of numbers, okay? But for Python, Python categorize all kind of numbers as integers. Okay, we have floating point numbers also. But let's look at this now. So what we simply did here is we asked Python for input, okay, and we converted that input to a number. We needed to convert it to a number because we needed it for an operation. We needed to perform an operation on it. Okay, because we needed to perform an operation on it. Okay, there's a question. Answer that. Okay, the int pullback is strings. Huh? If we want to perform a mathematics function like addition, subtraction, multiplication with the user function, we convert that string to numerical type int. Sorry, Mr. Toit, please let me understand your question. Is it a question or is it a contribution, please? So if we want to perform,
Yeah, it's a contribution.
okay, good. If we want to perform a mathematics function like addition, subtraction, multiplication with the user function, we convert that string to a numerical type .int function, convert a value to integer. Okay, yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. Yeah, thank you very much, Shoaib. Yeah, the int converts the value, that it converts it from whatever you have imputed into it to numbers. But have we tried converting, let's say giving it characters like A? When you give it characters like A, then what is going to happen is this last part of the code, even in the block part, it is still there. This last part of the code happens, okay? Invalid operation selected or whatever. There's always a catch for it. So now let's move on to today's activities. Please, if you have any question, feel free to unmute your mic or just raise your hands up in the meeting so I will get to pay attention. Thank you very much, Mr. Tawhid. So let's continue. Today,
Mr. Ken,
yeah, I'm with
can I
you.
ask you a question?
Okay.
The project, how can I submit it?
Okay, you can forward it to my email or my WhatsApp.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you too. So today, the next thing we are looking at today Okay, the next thing we are looking at today is we'll be building a game, a basic game. Okay, Mr. Faraz, okay, let me hear from you. Okay, let's continue, please. So today we'll be building a basic game, and that game will be a game. You know, this legacy game where you guess a number. That game will help you understand how Python works more. It will help you understand how Python works more. Now let me see if I can give you the link to that. Okay, sorry. Okay, good one. So building this game will help you understand what we call modules. Now in Python there's something we call modules. I'm looking at how I'm going to explain modules to you. Thinking how I'm going to explain modules. Okay, now let's look at modules like this. Python programming language, not just Python, all programming language, they have a group or kind of a set of code that you can use to perform some things. Okay, and these things, this set of code is not written by you. No, somebody else wrote that set of code. Do you understand what I'm saying? Somebody else wrote that group of code. It's not written by you, it's written by somebody else. Okay, but you can use it. Same way, anyone can build their own library and but it takes a whole lot of professionalism to be able to get it done so perfect. Now, for this particular project for today, we'll be importing random. Random is it's a Python module that helps you generate random numbers. Okay, now let's look at this. Do you know that in programming, a game, let's say you are playing a game, a Ludo game that has to do with generating random numbers. If you are playing a Ludo game, nobody expects the computer to repeat the same set of numbers, because when the computer does that, it becomes predictable. So we expect the computer to give us random numbers. So some group of people sat down and wrote what we call random modules. Okay, so with random modules, you can create a Python project using that random. So today, let's look at how we are going to be building that today. Let's see, maybe let me check my timing. So I wanted us to build it together. Okay, we have enough time. Okay, so let's build it together. If you're using a desktop, and if you can do it conveniently, if you're using a desktop and you can do it conveniently, I will just suggest that you create a new project so that we can work together. Now the code here is not as long as the previous one you did, but it requires some very good logic. Now this is it. Now I believe you all can still see my screen, right? Now taking a look at this part, import. You can see import time, import maths, import random, import pygal, import total. That is, total is like it's actually another platform where you can create kind of total game using Python. Import request. Okay, import time is when you are creating something that has to do with time. Let's say you want to build a clock or an alarm clock using Python. Okay, it doesn't make sense for you to sit down and start writing the entire algorithm of how a clock works. You start writing programs that will run 60 minutes. After 60 minutes, then it becomes 1 hour. Then you write another one, then 1 hour, and before 1 hour, 1 second. It doesn't make sense. So you can easily import the time module here if you are building anything that has to do with time. But for this class, we are importing random. And remember, anything you are importing comes first. You import it at the top of your code because it's very, very important. You import it at the top of your code. So after importing it, and the next step is to create a variable. Now, this variable is going to be our secret number. Okay, okay, yeah, I think let me correct this too. There's something I noticed. Please, if you are creating a project on programming, okay, block-based programming might allow you name your project anyway, but it is advisable that if you want to name your variable, please use camel case or snake case. Okay, this is what we call snake case. Now look at this. Meaning that you put an underscore, please, not a dash, an underscore. It's not good, or it's not a good practice to put a space in between variable name. No, it can break your program in real life. Okay, you put an underscore like this to name your variable, or if you like, you can name it like this: secret. This is what we call camel case. You understand? So, but for this project, I would like to name it this way. Oh, sorry, not dash. Remember, underscore, not dash, please. So, for those of you that submitted your project, I saw this mistake. It's your project will run, but in real life, please don't do that. It will break your project because the program will see it as two different variable names or two different keywords, and there might be issues. So this is it. Now we've created a variable called secret number. We drag secret number, we place it here. Now secret number is a variable. It's going to hold everything. That is all the random number that is going to be generated. Secret number is going to hold all the random number that is going to be generated. Now the next thing we need to do, okay, check this is. Now what is going to be in the secret number? Let's look at this. Okay, good. We imported random, so we can use random here. Now we'll use this random.randint. Now what this simply means is that, hey, using this random that we have imported, give us random integers, okay, between 1, let me edit it, 1 to 10. Now, random integers. You might be wondering that, okay, if you have something like that, we have, okay, like somebody is coming into the class, or is there? Okay. Okay, so now we have random.randint means give me random numbers, okay, that are integers. You might be wondering why we call them integers. Now, why we have to use randint is because we don't want it to give us random numbers like 1.5. We don't want Python to give us random numbers like 8.2 or 7.6. So it should be random, like randint. It should be an integer that has been rounded up to 1, 2, 3. No decimals, no floating points. I believe that's clear. Okay, good. So the next step we are doing is this. We have created this part. We have told you that all the random number you will generate, always put it in the variable called secret number. Now, let's start decorating our program. Okay, I have one very good practice. I like to test it at every point. Okay, good. Now, nothing happens. Okay, good. That means I'm doing well. So, let me now go to the next one. Print. This one is more like aesthetic, just between 1 and 10. Okay, we are giving the users an illusion that the computer is thinking of a number between 1 and 10. Okay, now let's do this. Now the next thing we are going to do is let's create another variable. This variable we are going to create now is going to hold the guesses. That is what you as the player of the game is going to guess. You can see that in everything we are doing, we keep using variables. Variables are very, very important. Understanding how variables work, okay, will give you a very good knowledge of programming. So let's create a new variable. This time the variable name is going to be the guess, okay, like what the user is going to guess to us or to the program. That's what this one is going to be. Okay, now we now take this and place it here. So what's going to be this? Now remember what we did in the last class. We are going to take this input. Let's drop it here first. And remember, we want to change that input to number. We don't want the input to be any other thing. Okay. Okay, good. So we ask you to take a guess. Okay. We ask the user to take a guess. Now we've created two variables. One variable is to keep the secret number of the computer. The second variable is to keep the number that the user will guess. Okay, that's it. So the next thing we are going to do is we are going to move down to loops. We are going to move down to loops. And what this loop does is to create continuation. Okay, loop. This loop, let's look at it. In loop, you can find while loop, for loop, okay, for in range loop, and now all of these loops are practically they help your computer do things over and over, or they help your program do things over and over. That's what loop is. Okay, help your computer do things over and over. That's it. So now we will understand the use of this loop while we go on. Now what we want to do is this. We need to create a logic, okay, because this loop is called while loop. So while what? We want to tell the computer, okay, while, where is it? Okay, while this. Now watch how I'm going to recreate this. Now this operator, I explained this yesterday, sorry, in the previous class. This operator means not equal to, that is the exclamation mark and the equal sign. It means not equal to, okay? So what I'm going to say to this while loop is, while the guess, be careful, make sure you put it in the right place. While the guess is not equal to the secret number. Okay, what I've simply done is this continuation should only happen if what the user guessed is not equal to the secret number. That is when you should continue. But if what you guess is equal to the secret number, then the user wins. Okay, so while the guess is not equal to the secret number, okay, now we'll use a conditional to do this. Okay, now let me take this back so that I want you to understand something. Let me take it a step so that everyone will follow up. Now, while the guess is not equal to this, now what are we going to do? I'm trying to see how I can make this very clear. Okay, good. Now let me put in the last thing at the end, because that's what I want you to pay attention to before we build the conditionals inside. Now we are placing this as a catch, simply because, you see, while this is not this, everything we'll put inside this block now is going to happen. But if the guess is equal to the secret number, that is, if the guess is equal to this, then you'll say, congratulations, you guessed the number. But while this is not equal to this, that is when we will now do what is inside this while block. So we have to tell the computer what to do when something is not equal to something. So this is what we're going to do. While this is not equal to this, we are doing this. We are going to say, okay, guess. I guess is not equal to this. Now what is going to happen is, if the guess, remember we are doing a nested if again, if the guess is less than, we look for the less than symbol. Remember, this is the less than symbol in programming, okay? That's your left side when the angle goes to your left, okay? That is if the guess is less than the secret number. Now what is going to happen? The computer or the program tells the user that, hey, if your guess is less than this, it tells you, hey, too low. It screams out to you, hey, too low. Else, now let's use else block. You can see this program is just like normal human communication. Else, this else means if it is greater, okay, then we tell you what? Too high. Now, this program is not done, but let me run it and see. Let me run and see what's going to happen. Okay, I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 10. Let me spread my screen properly. It says I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 10. Take a guess. Take a guess. Let me guess 6. Too high, too high, too high. You see, now what is happening here can actually, if it is a regular hardware, maybe a computer that doesn't have enough memory, this can crash it. Yes. Now you might be wondering what caused it, or why the computer just keeps saying too high, too high, too high, too high. That's simply because I created a program that says while it is that if it is less than this, say too low, but if it is not, say too high. And I did not tell you what to do else. I did not tell you what to do next. So the computer just keeps behaving like a dummy, keeps doing the same thing because I did not stop it. Okay, I did not stop it. Now there are programs, there are games. In those, I think in the early years of technology, there are games that were made with this kind of errors. Okay, games where the user will play the game to a level that you win to a certain level and the game crashes. That the game just goes off, turns off, or something happens. That's simply because the programmer forgot, or the programmer did not put it in mind that errors can come up. You understand? So now to stop that error, now let's do this. Now if the guess, we'll place this here, not here, just below this. If the guess is equal to what the user inputs. Now I need this block again, this particular kind of block. All I can right click and duplicate, and drag it here. Then I change what is inside. I change the text that is inside. To try again. Now you can see what I simply did here now is that if the guess is less than the secret number, tell the user that, hey, it is too low. Else if it's high, say it is too high. So after all of this, you have to tell the program that, hey, after you have said it is too high, tell the person to try again. Okay, the person tries again. If the guess is equal to this. Now let's run this code to see what happens. I am thinking of a number between 1 and 10. Take a guess. Let me guess 5. Oh, how did I guess the right number just on the first try? Okay, maybe because I used 1 to 10. I can increase the, okay, let me guess 7 this time. Too high. Try again. Okay, good. You can see instead of too high, too high, too high, too high, now it's telling me try again. So this try again is like it catches it. Okay, instead of the computer to keep repeating something, it's just like when you program a game and you say something and you write the program in a way that, hey, when the user wins, say winner. You tell the computer to say winner. You have to tell the computer to say winner once and stop. Else, the computer keeps saying winner, 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 and it becomes a problem. You get. So now I'm going to try again. 6. 6 is too high. Try again. I need to come down. Let me do 3. Too low. Then that means the answer must be 4. Congratulations. I guessed the number. Now, let me play it one more time. Then I will edit the code to maybe taking up a number between 1 and 10. Take a guess. Let me choose 2. Ah, wow. Good. Good one. Good one. That was too fast. Now, let me run it again. Then 1 and 10. Take a guess. 8. Too low. If 8 is too low between 1 and 10, then that means 9 should be the answer. Too low. That means 10 is the answer. Congratulations. Good. So, this is a basic game that I will name guess a number. So let me say, I would like one of us to build this game with a larger, with kind of large range. 1 to 10 is just for test. It's just to test run it. Okay, you can actually increase the number from 1 to let's say 16. You can make it 1 to 100, 1 to 1000, anything you want. That's your own decision to make. Okay, but the fact is you're making the game harder. Okay, this warning pop up on my screen. Most of us that are doing block-based coding, whenever you see this warning, it means you have clicked on the text. So it's kind of warning you that, hey, do you want to write your code in text and ignore block, or you want to write your code in block? So if you want to continue with block, you close it. Okay, then if you want to continue with text, you just hit the text, hit that black part, then the text continues. Okay, so this program, I think we're done with this. Let me see. Hope there are no bugs in my program, because bugs are inevitable. Whenever you're making any program, always have it in mind that you might face bugs. Okay, even if the bugs are not there instantly, okay, maybe over time when people keep using it, there might be bugs. So I get it out now. Any questions so far? Okay, yeah, Ruth, I'm with you. You have a question?
Yes. What is the project about?
Okay, good one, good one. Thank you very much. The project is basically building a game, okay, that
Okay.
the user or the player guesses a number. Do you understand? The player guesses a number, and if the number that the player guesses matches the number that the computer also guessed, okay, then the player wins. Yes, so you are playing against the computer. That's exactly what the project is all about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, please, if you have been following this project, can you just share anything you have, any experience? Can you share your experience if you have been following this project?
All right, I've been following the project actually, and I tried
Okay.
to get it up to the end. But when I clicked on run, I'm not getting any response at the moment. Should I share my screen or?
Okay. Okay. You may share your screen. Let me stop sharing this so that. Okay. Scroll down. Okay, now hit the run button. Let me see, because the error you get, yeah, will tell you where the problem is from. Okay. Please go back to the code. Let me see the beginning, the start of your code.
Okay.
Import random. Okay, click on stop and run it again because I'm wondering why it shouldn't run. Everything should run. Import random. Okay, now let's debug it. We are going to debug your code. This is how we are going to debug it. Okay, from that
Yeah.
from that guess. Okay, from the
Yes, sir.
from the after random, bring shift, take it down. Just bring down the code after random. Yes, after that import random. Yes.
Yeah.
No, go up one step ahead. That secret number, that place where you declare the variable secret
Yeah.
number.
Yeah.
Where you
Yeah.
declare the variable secret. Yeah, drag it down. Good. Now, this is what we are doing. We are going to be putting them step by step to be sure or to be able to identify where
Yeah.
the error is from. Do you
Yes,
understand
sir.
me? Good.
Yeah.
So, run the
Yeah.
code first. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Now, add the secret number. That line for secret number. Yeah.
Should I take this one down?
Okay, yeah, I think there is. Where's the secret number? Did you delete it? There is where you created the variable secret number. The secret
I
number
did. Is it this one? Is it this one?
No.
Okay.
Go to your
Okay.
variable and add that line of code that says secret number equal to random dot random int.
This is secret number.
Now drag the guess, then you change it. Not here, not here. Go back to the variable
Okay.
part here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
This one.
Yeah.
I should bring this one out.
Yeah, bring it out.
Yeah.
Place it in the right space. That's just directly under that random.
Okay.
Put it down. No, this is
Good. Now click on that arrow, that drop down arrow, to change it to secret number. Good. So you can now create now go to your logic.
Okay.
Yeah.
no.
No. Now you take random dot random int. Oh,
Okay.
if you can, sorry, go down to random. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, random. Pick random dot random int.
That's this one, right?
Which?
Yes. Now place it in there.
Inside the secret number.
Yes. You are assigning the random dot random int to the variable secret number. Yeah, place it there.
Change it to 1 and 10.
Yeah.
It's 1.
You can use any number you want. Okay. Yeah. Now run your program, let's see. Yeah, somebody is asking if the digit can be up to 1000. Yeah, it can be up to any amount. You can increase the digit to any amount. Okay, but it's just going to make the game more difficult for anybody playing it. And when a game is too difficult, it's a problem.
Okay, it's still the same thing, but maybe I should just maybe you should continue the class, and so I will
Okay, don't worry. I'll send something to the group that
look
will
through it
guide you. Yeah,
when you send us the
yeah,
yes to the group.
yeah. I'll
Yeah, I will
send
repeat
something.
it again and take my time to debug where the error is.
Good.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, no problem. So thank you, Mr. Fidelis. So is there any other um any any other person who is following the class and is having issues? Okay, it is assumed that every follower is getting it right. Okay, and please let's put something in mind that when you have errors in your project, in whatsoever you're building, be happy because it's called bugs. Okay, bugs are normal for programmers. Okay, there's this favorite line that says programming do more with 50% debugging. Okay, well, bugs are normal for programmers. So please, before we end our session for today, please let me just give us some for a few minutes. If you have questions, you can type it in text, you can chat me up on WhatsApp, and if you have challenges while building this, you are very, very free to ask me questions. Okay, and I'll send a guide to the WhatsApp platform. I'll send a guide to the WhatsApp platform. I will also send a video recording of this class. Okay, so that will guide you. Maybe you're using a phone and you need to do the project later. Okay, can Python, okay, will it work offline like Scratch? Yes, there are Python programs that can work offline like Scratch. You can, if you use Python IDLE, it will work offline like Scratch. Okay, yes, it will. Okay, but not block based yet. Okay, they are not block based, they are text based. That reminds me, the material I'll be sending, the material has text based, so it's open. If you feel like you want to write your program with text or you want to use block, please, you are free. All I want to see is the result. Are we together? Please, all I want to see is the result. The material will guide you through writing the same program using text version and using block version. You're free to use any version you want, but I want to see the result. I want to see that you have done the right thing. Okay, this particular class is like a transition between block based and text based. Remember, you're not going to be doing text based forever. So can we call it a day? Please, if you have questions, feel free to ask. But for now, I would like to see reactions. Please send me your reactions. Tell me how good or how well you enjoyed today's class. Thank you, Toid. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much, Ramat. Thank you so much. So, thank you, David and Juliet, everyone. I really appreciate. So we'll see in our next class. Remember, this project should take you through the weekend. So our next meeting will be Monday. Please stay up to time. Next meeting will be Monday. Just make sure you do this project. Feel free. Contact me if there's any issues. If you have not done the previous project, please do it. Okay. These are just micro projects. They are small projects to help you understand programming fundamentals. So as of today, thank you so much. To have a blessed day. Is there a question?
The last project and this one, are they the same?
No, they are not the same. The last project is different.
Okay.
Yeah.